Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Tenthile here. Welcome back. We haven't done a No Man's Sky video in a long time, so I appreciate you sitting down for this one. Let's get right into it. Recently, No Man's Sky has received an update titled the Foundation Update. This is a very interesting title for this update. Lots of theories were thrown around when this update first came about, or news about this update came about last week. And then on Sunday morning, I noticed that the update had gone live and was promptly installed. And that was really interesting to me. I know they said the update turnaround was going to be very quick. I didn't think it was going to be just a handful of days. But good on Hello Games for getting on the ball and releasing an update of this magnitude. So with any update, regarding this game especially, there's been, lots of controversy, lots of stories. With this one, I think there's going to be just as much of that. However, I thought it might be nice to get my opinion out there because I put in about 2.5 hours of this new update last night and I have lots of thoughts. Let's start with the dislikes. So, there are still some things with this game that don't feel quite right. The space battles, even though they said they have fixed them, they still don't feel quite like they should. The dogfighting is still kind of all over the place. They did fix a lot of the issues around the targeting. It does feel like you actually hit, and you can see hit markers, how many you got on a particular ship, but it is still kind of a mess. And that's probably okay. I don't think a lot of people came to this hoping for a dogfight simulator, but it's still kind of clunky. One other dislike. The base building. It's a little bit cumbersome. You can build bases pretty easily once you get on a planet where it is base ready. You can go ahead and build and do all kinds of tunnels and ladders and levels, and that stuff seems very well thought out, and I really think they're onto something with that. It could be a lot of fun. However, the whole thing feels a little bit cumbersome. So when you go ahead and you add one of the modules, the construction modules, the first one that I added, I then had to go ahead and go to one of the space stations and recruit someone to man that station. That seems a little bit rough to me because of my next dislike, which is resource management. Resource management has gotten to be so strict. They shuffled around what elements do what in regards to recharging, and the one that I've noticed the most is the pulse engine. Man, that thing needs to be refilled with iron so often. I've often was flying to just a space station or another planet that didn't seem like it was that far away, and it would take multiple refills of that meter. That was a little bit rough. I've also noticed that some of the elements need to be mined by particular tools or with skills in mind. I think I have that right. That actually seems cool to me, so we won't put that in the dislike. One final dislike, and I think this will be tied in nicely to the likes, which I'll get into here shortly. It feels like the same journey as before, with a lot of nice, shiny updates. It still feels like you could get stuck in the same spot you were before, kind of meandering along, but not a whole lot has changed, unless you really look. So let's get into the things that I definitely did like. The flying. The flying feels so much better. I don't know what it is that they changed about it, but it feels like I have more control now. It looks better when you fly too. The graphics are impressive, especially up close. Everything looks very well polished. Even some of the draw distance issues that we had, those have been fixed. A couple of them I understand can't be fixed, because you're going really fast. It's hard to draw that stuff in. But the graphics look really good. The flying feels fantastic. I've never had so much fun flying my ship as I have lately in this game. The UI feels more responsive. They went ahead and for navigating, they moved it to the directional pad, along with you're able to go ahead and recharge some stuff from there too. I think that's really smart. Overall, moving back and forth through stuff, they made that a little bit quicker, and they allowed stacking. That works a lot better than it did before, if it ever worked. So I'm really impressed with what they did with the UI and what they did with the management interface. Really like it. And finally, fun. I like that the game is fun. There's lots of stuff to do now. Lots of stuff. You can go ahead and you can base build. You could do the chill survival stuff that people like to do. You know, you could make it really hard on yourself. You could do all these different things in a game that people thought was not going to make it anymore. Now that's the question we have to answer. With this update, is this game alive again? Is this update enough? Can it bring itself back from the hole that it's been in for the last 2-3 months? Can it be what we all hoped it would have been at release? I don't know the answer to that, but there is a heck of a lot of potential, and I'm pretty excited to see where this game is going to go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again here on the 10 Dial.